The Grammys, live Sunday, February 2nd on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Day 2 of Wild Card Weekend, and today, folks, Orchard Park is the epicenter of postseason drama. In true Buffalo fashion, temperatures at a crisp 33 degrees. That's perfect football weather for a riveting showdown at Highmark Stadium as the 10-7 Denver Broncos clash with the 13-4 Buffalo Bills.
And there is Bo Nix, the first Broncos rookie QB to start in a playoff game. But can the Rook beat the Bills, or will the Rook be shook?
Yeah, that's Josh Allen. He's got 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in his 10 playoff games. He's looking to get playoff win number 6 and move the Bills one step closer to that Super Bowl ring.
That's James Cook, 16 rushing touchdowns, 1,000 yards. James Cook looks to be cooking in Buffalo.
Oh, okay. Yeah!
Folks, and welcome to the NFL Today presented by Jeep. I'm James Brown, pulling back-to-back duty. Nate knows all about that. In Studio 43 with my battle-tested colleagues, they would be Bill Cowher, Matt Ryan, and Nate Burleson, who absolutely has to be sleeping. After calling the Nickelodeon game yesterday and flying back from Houston, I think he got some sleep. Here to be with us today.
That's right. I'm ready to go, JB. It's Wild Card Weekend.
You're always ready to go. All right, folks, and guess what? Wild Card Weekend, as he mentioned, kicked off yesterday in spectacular fashion. And as we get set for another day of action, let's take a look at the brackets. Yesterday, busy for the AFC, the Texans got things started by routing the Chargers right here on CBS. And the Ravens took care of business against the Steelers last night. And in just a bit, the 7-seed Broncos going toe-to-toe with the 2-seed Buffalo Bills. All of this happening while the Chiefs sit comfortably at home awaiting the lowest seed remaining. Meanwhile, over in the NFC, the Lions are enjoying their bye while the Packers head to Philly to take on the Eagles this afternoon. And tonight, the Commanders are in Tampa for a showdown with the Buccaneers. Tomorrow night, the Vikings take on the Rams in Glendale, Arizona to close out the weekend.
Yeah, the Houston LA Charger game, I tell you, was a good one. And I tell you, it's 6-0. You sit there and looking at the Houston Texans are down at the 1-yard line. The play of the year for them right here, a fumbled snap on 3rd and 16. C.J. Stroud's going to find Xavier Hutchinson for 34 yards over the middle of the field. And now from there, they just started rolling. Then he's going to find Nico Collins. All of a sudden, C.J. Stroud got into stride. Right there, he's going to finish this drive off again with another throw to Nico Collins from 13 yards out. 99 yards. C.J. Stroud on that drive at 101 yards passing. They led 10-6.5, and they never looked. It was all Houston Texans in the second half.
Yeah, post-fumble, they outscored them 32-6.
Yeah.
Enough said. Justin Herbert on the other side, there's going to be a lot of criticism on him for his performance, and it's justified. When you have a quarterback of this stature, you expect them at the very least to go out there and perform at the level they have all season. At the very most, you hope they elevate everyone. He did neither. But the criticism is not for him alone. The rest of that offense deserves criticism too. Only 9 rush attempts for J.K. Dobbins. That is not enough. That is not who they are. Greg Roman, their offensive coordinator, has always been a run-first guy, but they've been, every stop along the way, they've struggled to throw the ball to get back into games, and that was their hand force yesterday. In that conference, you're chasing Josh Allen, you're chasing Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. They've got to look at what they want to be offensively and be more versatile moving forward if they want to compete with those guys.
You're right about that, and you mentioned the Ravens last night. It was another display of pure dominance and clinic-taped football. Derrick Henry was fantastic right here early in the game. This is just like a punch to the gut. Down the middle, I'm going to take your will out of you early in the game. And Derrick was physical. He was strong, but he also showed that speed, and I just don't get it. At his age, playing like this, Lamar Jackson said on this play, it looked like a movie. Listen, 3 things things will always be true in January. Christmas trees will be up, New Year's resolutions will be broken, and Derrick Henry will be balling up against somebody else's defense. In January, he's played 13 games. He has 12 TDs. He averages $126 on the ground. These two together, when they are playing like this and they have a passing game, they are tough to beat. But, Coach, I got to toss it to you. The Steelers, another disappointing end to a season.
It's a manner with which they lost, Nate. You talk about the physicality and the fact that the Ravens rushed for almost 300 yards. That's something they have to look at in this offseason. There'll probably be some changes on that football team, players and coaches, because right now that's going to stick with them for a long time. It's not that they lost, it's the manner with which they lost the football game.
No question about that. Hey, folks, major coaching news dropping today, and there's no one better to break it all down than our NFL Today insider. That would be Jonathan Jones. Jonathan, you said it yesterday that it could happen at any moment.
And JB, just a couple hours ago, the Patriots and Mike Vrabel, they agreed to terms to make him the next head coach in New England. Now, the Crafts moved quickly. They interviewed 2 out-of-work coaches to fulfill NFL rules, then Vrabel, then Ben Johnson. Now, Vrabel's one of the best game managers in football, and he's going to bring an attention to detail back to New England. He's also going to have a significant say in the personnel moves the team makes moving forward. All right, Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, he took 5 interviews this past week. I'm told he crushed them. Sources tell me that for Glenn, it could come down to the Jets and the Saints. He played for the Jets. He coached in New Orleans. I expect both of the teams to fly to Detroit to visit with him next week. Also, I voted for him for Assistant Coach of the Year for the job he's done with that defense. Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady, he has interviews with 4 teams this week, and he can start up those virtual visits on Tuesday. He's going to meet with the Jets, the Saints, the Jaguars, and the Bears. Now, there's interest in the 35-year-old coordinator at several of those places, but keep a close eye on Chicago and Caleb Williams. Now, Brady has a great relationship with Josh Allen, who actually said this week, Joe's done nothing for the Bills, and teams wanting him, they should just go away. A good opportunity today to show out against his former coach with the Saints, that'd be Sean Payton. And lastly, we told you 2 weeks ago the Chiefs were preparing to rest for at least 24 days. And today they're going to have their feet up watching us to learn who they will host next week, whether it's the Texans or Broncos. But how about this? They didn't have to do as much prep this week as usual. They could have played the Steelers, Texans, Chargers, or Broncos. Well, they played all 4 of them since December the 8th. So they had a bulk of their advanced work already done for them, JB.
All right, Jonathan, as always, dialed in. Thank you so much. All right, folks, quarterbacks, beware, because when we come back, we'll be joined by Denzel Washington. I'm sorry, by all-world defensive end. That will be New Orleans Saints star Cam Jordan.
The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
We are all indeed heartbroken by the devastation and destruction on a range of levels from the raging wildfires across the greater LA region. Families affected by these fires urgently need our support. Help the American Red Cross respond and help people recover from these disasters. You can donate today to support relief efforts by going to redcross.org/NFL. Well, Josh Allen is certainly no stranger to postseason play. Despite the 5-5 records, folks, he's been fantastic in the playoffs. Check the numbers out. 26 total touchdowns, just 7 giveaways. But after an MVP caliber season thus far, the pressure is on to deliver a win today. Time now for Pregame HQ delivered by Domino's.
Why not be great? Why not be legendary?
The cook is in the kitchen. It's a 100-yard pick, 6 5 in a row. Division titles, man. One-handed catch, touchdown, Denver. He's a beast with a capital B.
He's got a home run ball.
Cortland Sutton. Oh, the play of the year. Marvin goes up, makes the catch. Can you say MVP?
The Denver Broncos. Unbelievable.
This one puts him away. Let's go.
And joining us from the booth in Orchard Park, where he'll be calling today's game, the one and only, well, you know what, I called Cam, I called him Denzel. So Tony says, well, who am I? Matthew McConaughey is who the group said, okay? So Tony, we all know the headlines are about the quarterbacks, but this game will be decided in the trenches. Denver, no doubt about it, leading the league in sacks, while Buffalo has an O-line that has given up the fewest. Something's got to give today.
Woo!
Ooh, all right. That was good, JB. Tell you what, you're exactly right. Something we'll give today, and I think that's going to be the true test of who's going to win this football game, because you have two of the best in the National Football League from the line of scrimmage, and who can control it early in this game will gain a huge advantage. I think Denver has such a small margin for error. They have to win the line of scrimmage on offense and defense. They have to hit Josh Allen, and they have to push the middle of the pocket. By pushing the middle, though, he extends plays, creates the big plays on the outside on the edge. You cannot allow him to do that. Denver was great at it earlier in the season. They've done it really well against Patrick Mahomes in the last year or two, so expect them to handle that well. But we're going to find out very quickly in this game whether or not Denver can handle this environment.
And Tony, shifting gears to the rookie quarterback, look, he's checked just about every box in terms of his performance this season. But what's been most impressive to you in year one about him?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just his growth throughout the year, his improvement every step of the way. Like each month, it's like as if he's learning and computing, and now learning is just growing faster. And so he's played as good a football as anyone here in the last 3-4 weeks. I mean, honestly, he has taken off, and it shows you his work ethic, his skill set. They're using his legs. I think today he's got to use his legs. The way we talk about Josh Allen using them, Bo Nix needs to double that up today for Denver to win.
Tony, thank you so much. And as usual, knock him alive on the call today. All right, folks, well, we've talked about what happens in the trenches, and we have a special guest in the studio who knows all about that.
Cam Jordan!
We all go, baby. Don't turn me down, turn me up.
Cam Jordan with the sack!
Brought him down, wrestling style.
Intercepted Cameron Jordan.
My immense pleasure to welcome to the show 3-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, and a member of the 2010s All-Decade Team, 14-year NFL vet, Cam Jordan, who Nate knows him all too well.
That's right. Cam, I'm actually surprised you can be this close to Matt without sacking him, because you know him pretty well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know about how many sacks?
23 of them.
23? Okay, run the highlight tape. Hey, Matt, what's going on, man? I need you to get out the way.
I was trying.
Go, Matt.
I was trying.
Oh, Matt. So Cam.
Not it.
Yeah.
Matt, what's going on?
Is there any conversation on and off the field?
Even when he's in a suit.
Look at Matt's face. Look at Matt's face.
Matt,
Of all the hits,
Right.
that one hurt the worst. I was not expecting it.
I kept you up, though. I kept you up. Like, I felt the knees going. Was there conversations between you two when you sacked him? Did you help him up? No,
you never help him up.
Right.
Plus, he's sturdier than he looks. You know, like
Is he?
He pops right back up every time.
Yeah.
I don't, you know,
No trash talk.
no trash. Like he's a great guy.
I didn't say much. You were
Only
always
fitting
laughing.
that we
That's
have
all
a
I do.
pass
Come on, all
rusher
you said
in the
was,
studio with us, because the Broncos squad has one of the best pass rushes in the league,
You
Coach.
talk about that front four. You talk about the number one. They lead the league in 63 sacks, and the quarterback hits. And trust me, it starts out front with that front four. Cam, you're going to like this first play. This is what we call a TT right here. DJ Jones is going to go in there. You take the guard with you. You pick the center, and then Zach Allen right there is going to come around. So you know what, Josh Allen? You can't step up in the pocket. So you get on the outside. Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper's on the other side. Speed rush. He can dip the shoulder. You can see right now he's going to get there. And on the back end, Pat Surtain Jr. This guy's not only a shutdown corner, said the second, but Patrick Surtain the second. Shutdown corner. You get the guy, arguably the best corner in the league. When he catches it, this guy can go back and take it.
House calls.
Don't worry, Patrick Surtain,
House call.
too. I'm telling you what, back end is equally as impressive as the front end. Josh Allen, aware and navigate the rush, and be aware of Patrick Surtain, number 2 is.
Yeah.
Right about that.
Hey, PS2, ain't playing no games.
He ain't playing no games. No doubt about it. Bo Nix, listen, Bo Nix for me is a guy that we all understand that can extend plays in the pocket. And he's going to do that with his legs. But here's the thing. When he does that, he makes big plays down the field. He's not just trying to get the first down. He's looking for touchdowns. He has 9 touchdowns when he's outside the pocket. Only Lamar Jackson has more. Okay, so keep that in mind. The Bills, on the other hand, their defense, they don't blitz much. That's not part of their identity. But here's the thing. Out of 36 quarterbacks available for this metric, Bo Nix is 32nd out of 36 against the blitz. So, if that means Bo Nix might struggle just a little bit against the blitz and the Bills defense doesn't, you might want to dial it up against the young quarterback.
Put one in.
I'm curious, you played for Sean Payton.
Right.
Talk about the impact that Sean may have had on a young player like Bo Nix.
I mean, he's taken him and clearly, molded him what he wanted. And, Bo Nix, I don't know about how young he is. He was in college for 17 years.
Fair enough.
I mean, the way that he's taking this game, the way he takes the coaching, they're going hand in hand. It's Sean leading him and also listening to what Bo Nix wants as well. When you guys mesh, we got a head coach and a quarterback that mesh well, you see things of beauty. And what you've seen this year is his growth, and you look to say his ascension.
Yeah, and another guy who's ascended to another level is Josh Allen. He's been playing at a high level the entire year. The 2 games, though, he looked out of sorts. The Texans and the Ravens, he was hit 9 times. I think they got to pressure him today, get him hit. You know how many times the Broncos have had 9 hits against a quarterback? 9 times this year. Magic number is 9 today for the Denver Broncos.
All right. Well, speaking of 9, maybe 99, how about baby JJ? That is Zach Allen. See how the 9's coming to play right there? We might call him Zach Allen today. He's going to try to get after Josh Allen.
Still to come on the wild card edition of the NFL Today. Our resident pickleball expert Kyle Brandt serves up some hot takes on today's Broncos-Bills matchup. Later, the guys are ready to preview the 3 remaining games of Wild Card Weekend, and they have some surprises in store. And Sean McDermott sits down with Coach Cowher to discuss his star quarterback and what he wants most for the city of Buffalo. That's all straight ahead on the NFL Today on CBS.
Sean Payton and Sean McDermott know what it takes come January. The playoffs are about moves and counter moves, sort of like pickleball. A perfect slice, a well-timed smash can change the game. And who better to serve it all up than my guy, Kyle Brandt.
Pickleball. It's what people do now. Just ask them. They'll be insistent that you have to do it and incredulous that you don't already. Pickleball is the air fryer of sports. And I think the Denver Broncos are the pickleball of playoff teams. Fun, a lot of buzz, not going away, best when the players wear their brightest colors, and it's multi-generational. Enjoyed by young people like Bo Nix and Pat Surtain, as well as old people like Sean Payton and Garrett Bowles. Plus, pickleball players, they know their limitations. And we know Sean Payton can't hang with people who think they're unlimited. Yeah! Woo! Plus, Broncos, picklers, both have their share of skeptics. For the Broncos, they say rookie quarterbacks don't survive in January, and Denver hasn't beaten a real playoff team in 3 months. For pickleball, they say it's just wiffle pong, the pet rock of pastimes, the Basta Miata of hobbies, all the hype of CrossFit with half the injuries, none of the exercise, and it leads to league and paramedic emergencies. Bam! All right. Plus, listen, I like the Broncos because they do every little thing that we picklers do to get under your skin, like incessantly calling out the score. Last week, 38-0, 38-0. Or giving unsolicited advice, maybe on how to beat Tampa, which they did by 3 scores, or by constantly blasting nasty Nelsons. Denver leads the league in sacks this season. This defense doesn't do dink shots. They poach, they smash, and give them this. They don't let their ball roll onto the other courts. They jump on it. 25 takeaways for this team this year. Problem is, today's takeaway may be that they were playing the wrong sport on the wrong court. Denver plays pickle. Buffalo plays tennis. The kind where you mercilessly attack a weaker player in doubles. No falafel, no volley llamas, and no heated court. The only heat's coming off that 130-mile-an-hour serve from Josh Djokovic over there. See, the Bills don't do first to 11. They do 40 love, and they do it fast. This may be the sport of the future, but the Bills are the team of the present. Denver's too good to get golden pickled, and they won't rage quit. But unless they make some history today, woo, they're not making it from the kitchen to the divisional. Hey, great game, and great guys. Let's go.
Well done, Kyle Brandt. Absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
So I guess we could say, all right, folks, it's time now to pick up the paddles, get into the game. I've got some questions for these guys, and I'll serve them up. So let's see if our guys are ready to take a swing. Coach is up first. The question is, will the Broncos have multiple sacks against the Bills?
Here's it is, and my answer is yes. They have, yes, they can get after the quarterback. I showed you the eye vision. They have 63 for a reason. They will have more than one. They will have at least 2 sacks.
You agree with it?
Pass protection.
Come on. I mean, they lead the league in sacks, and you talk about, their ends got 23 and a half sacks.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah.
Up next, which team has more pressure on them to win the Super Bowl? Would it be the Bills or the Ravens, Mr. Burleson?
Well, if you look at the Ravens, they won more recently. So it is the Bills. I believe the ghost from the 90s Super Bowls that they lost still floats around over their head like a black cloud. The pressure is on the Buffalo Bills.
Our guest, you like that answer or no?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, come on. I'm not going to ever disagree with these.
Thanks, man.
Things we won't do.
Appreciate that,
Next,
brother.
this goes to Cam. So the question is, which NFC road team is most likely to win today? Would it be the Commanders or the Packers?
Yeah, so, I'm going to go heavily with the Commanders. I mean, the way Jaden Daniels plays, the way he has taken this year,
yeah.
I mean, he's probably Rook of the Year for a reason. And I'm probably going to speak that into existence. I think he's stellar.
Yeah.
I think that they have Terry McLaurin. I think
Yeah.
that they have a great interior defensive line
Yeah.
that's able to stop them. Now, they have to overcome a strong Buccaneers team,
Yeah.
and I think they have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, I don't know about his elbow, so there's questions there. If you could explain to me his elbow, then I can explain to you if they're going to win.
That's a good point.
To the knowledgeable ones out there, he did say he was going to speak it into existence. All right, folks, the question goes to Matt. Will you be more surprised if the Vikings lose in the first round or if they win the Super Bowl?
I'd be more surprised if they win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I think I could see them losing today. I think the Rams right here, this is the Vikings. Sorry about that. There's my shot of the Vikings paddle. But I can see the Rams winning today.
Yeah.
I think that football team, given what Sean McVay does, given how they run the football, given Matthew Stafford's experience, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me to see the Rams win today and the Vikings go down.
Agree or disagree?
Heavily disagree.
Heavily disagree.
Even though it's weird to see Aaron Jones in a different uniform,
Yeah.
he's balling.
Yeah.
You're going to say Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But you think
Tight
you
end,
wouldn't be surprised?
balling.
You wouldn't be surprised if they win the championship.
Because Steve Jordan is my father, I will say I would not be surprised.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Steve Jordan.
Shout out
Hey,
Steve.
Yeah.
this one is for everyone. So the question is, which number 1 seed has the best chance to make the Super Bowl? The Lions or the Chiefs? Let's go to our guest first.
Ooh, chances to go to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Lions.
You like the
Lions.
Coach Cowher?
Lions.
Ooh.
I agree. I think it's the Lions.
Shout out to my Lions.
I think it's the
man.
Lions.
Shout out to my
Now, you
Detroit
know-
Lions all
yeah.
day long, baby.
You know he's not going to upset.
Come on now. Shout out to Detroit.
All right, here's a guy who's hoping they disrupt the Chiefs, Von Miller. He is the oldest player at 35 years old on the field, hoping to push off pickleball for another 3 or 4 weeks.
No doubt.
Shout out.
Yesterday's Nickelodeon broadcast was a movie. Slime, touchdowns, and a brand new MVP. And the fun doesn't stop there. Join me and my guy, Young Dylan, as we turn the highlights into slime lights. Tap into NFL Slime Time and catch us Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and Thursdays on Paramount Plus.
There's nothing like game day in Philadelphia.
Show me something tonight, man. Good boy. He is flat out amazing. Yes! Touchdown, Green Bay Packers.
So the Packers and Eagles are running it back in a rematch of their Week 1 matchup. And for more of that game, let's go into the always prepared, our very own A.J. Ross, who is out in Philly. Hello, A.J.
Hey, JB, happy Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, both the Packers and Eagles fan bases are probably throwing up their praise hands because both Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love, they were cleared to play in this one. Now, Hurts has not played since week 16, where he suffered that concussion against the Commanders. That was December 22nd. Meanwhile, Love, he injured his throwing elbow during the regular season finale last week, but with some rest and moderate reps, he is good to go. And both of these quarterbacks, they've been really efficient lately. When you look at Love's numbers since week 12, he is completing 64% of his passes, and he has not thrown an interception in his last 7 starts. Meanwhile, Hurts, he is posting career highs as far as passer rating and completion percentage, and he too has not thrown a pick in his last 6 games. So needless to say, the turnover battle, it's really going to be critical in this matchup. The Packers are coming into this one with the 5th ranked total defense. The Eagles, of course, have the number 1 D. And I should also note who is not playing in this one. For the Eagles, guard Trevor Keegan and nose tackle Byron Young. For the Packers, safety Zane Anderson and wideout Christian Watson, who tore his ACL last week. So here we are. As far as weather for kickoff, JB, I got to say it's going to be 37 degrees. The sun is shining. The music is pumping. And I'm really pumped for this one, guys.
You know what? You brought your former colleague, that is Matt Ryan. Did you say praise hands that they raised there in Philly? Oh, my gosh, man. Hey, AJ, thank you so much for that insight. Huge sigh of relief for Philly with Jalen Hurts returning to the lineup, Coach.
Yeah, you talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, as AJ mentioned. Jalen Hurts back is huge. And if you remember last week, they rested Saquon Barkley. They're going to have AJ Smith. They're going to have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown healthy in this game. One of the best offensive lines in football, and they also have a very good defense. Number 1 statistically with Vic Fangio. They can get after you. Very, very well-rounded team.
And AJ mentioned Christian Watson. I mean, him not being in this lineup is crucial. Big target, a guy that you can rely on and can also move the chains. And also in the red zone, very dominant guy that you can go to. So all eyes will be on the quarterbacks. You mentioned Jalen Hurts, but also Jordan Love. He went out with that funny bone, but we heard it was a funny bone. It could be something else. So if he can't push the ball downfield like he usually does, look for the passing game to be short, intermediate distances. Also that screen game with Josh Jacobs, using him in between the tackles as a running back, but also as a last resort to dump the ball off to.
So tonight in prime time, 2 top 5 offenses going head-to-head. That's when the Commanders visit the Buccaneers, Mattress.
Yeah, we talk about quarterback matchups. We got Baker Mayfield, who had an unbelievable season, and Jaden Daniels, who's going to win Rookie of the Year. You were speaking it into existence earlier in the show. I look at this one. I think this could be a high-scoring game. I think both defenses, kind of middle of the pack, and the offenses can score points. But one of the matchups I'm looking forward to is your former teammate, Marshawn Lattimore, going against a guy that we both know very well in Mike Evans and played against for a long time. How do you see that one shaking out?
I mean, Mike Evans, perennial 1,000-yard receiver, king of 1,000 yards.
Yes.
But we know who the Kingslayer is.
Ooh.
You talk about, Marshawn Lattimore and his stats, what he does against Mike Evans. You know that lineup. You've seen that matchup. Let's call it 14 times.
Yeah.
In the last 7 years, with the division that we're in.
Yeah.
And you're always going to sort of lean on
Yeah.
Mike Evans having a bad day when he's lined up against Marshawn Lattimore. Now,
What do you always say? Men lie, women lie?
numbers don't.
Yes.
Numbers don't. And, when you have that number, call him.
Marshawn is just attitudinally tuned into a major matchup, huh?
Locked in. When it's a wide receiver 1 that he respects, he goes after it.
With disrespect.
With ill intent.
With ill intent.
What is the number 1 deep thing that stop with that Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense? When you guys what did you want to take away from Tampa Bay?
Man, that's just it. There is no number 1 thing. You want to take away Baker Mayfield and his ability to escape the pocket. You want to take away Bucky Irving and the way he hits the hole.
Yep.
You want to take away Mike Evans. There's always a one to take away. The Buccaneers are a strong team for a reason.
Jalen McMillan, watch out for him. X factor in that game.
Huge appreciation for bringing your intellect and insight to the show. I know Nate, you want to say goodbye to?
Yeah, I want to say goodbye, and we're looking forward to you joining us here on the NFL Today once you retire.
Okay, yeah, once I retire. Not this year, not next year. We'll see. We'll see.
Once you retire.
Coach has got it.
I'm recruiting already, JB.
Here's a guy who's been proven. That's Coach Sean McDermott. This is his fourth straight years with a win in the playoff opening round. Sean McDermott, 5 consecutive AFC East titles.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Little Caesars. Get game day delivered from Little Caesars. Verizon Super Bowl Fan Fest. Visit VerizonFanFest.com. And by G, there's only one.
And there is Sean McDermott getting ready for the Bills' playoff run that he hopes will end with the win 4 weeks from today in New Orleans. Coach, you had a chance to sit down with him this week.
I did, JB. Sean has grown so much over the last year. He spoke of the changes he personally needed to make in order to help his team improve. And he also praised Josh Allen for the leadership the MVP candidate has provided this season. Today's Friday, and a ritual that I just found out around here is there's Dad Joke Friday. Right, correct?
Correct.
So what was the joke today?
You really want me to tell you?
I do.
Okay. Why does the Scarecrow get an award?
I don't.
Because he was outstanding in his field. Huh? You know who got it? You know who got it?
Who?
One guy.
Who? Josh.
Josh Allen. He said, because I'm a farmer, I know that joke. Good synergy. Good synergy.
What can you say about Josh Allen? Right now, he is the MVP favorite.
Yeah, speaking of Josh, I mean, how is he taking his leadership to another level? And you can see his presence on the sideline. How about his presence in this building?
Yeah, incredible. When Josh Allen came back here for the start of the spring workouts, you could tell that he was very intentful about what he was about to do this season. He was talking about and interested in leadership and how he was going to lead this football team. He is the main reason that our season has unfolded the way it has.
And it's interesting because you get around Christmas and you see quarterbacks handing out presents.
Yeah.
The lineman gave him an award. I've never seen something like that. How special was that?
I mean, you just talk about the type of person he is, the type of teammate he is, right, with his connection with his offensive line. It doesn't always go both ways, right? And he's done a great job of showing those guys how important they are to him, and then they know how important he is to them as well. And he's just got this unbelievable it factor of, hey, I'm going to put it on the line for you guys. I'm going to protect you when I need to protect you, but I also know you're protecting me as well. And so that gratitude, that appreciation that he has for them, man, that's what came through in that gift.
You just have to appreciate what Sean McDermott has built with this franchise.
You gave up your play calling to Bobby Babish this year. And so how has that freed you up?
No, listen, I love defense. I love defensive football. I love coaching it. But for me to be the best head coach that I can be for this team, I need to be able to free myself up enough to say, hey, where am I needed the most? What does this football team need from me? What does Josh Allen need from me this week? Or any player for that matter. Some need confidence, some need a pat on the back, some need a truthful conversation. And so being connected with the team in that way, I think has been big for us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Division titles, man. 5 in a row, baby. 5 in a row.
Does this team have a special quality about it?
Yeah, this team knows who they are, Coach. They know who they are. The coaches know who they are. The players know who they are, and then we collectively know who we are.
Coach Cowher, Coach McDermott said to be the best head coach, I needed to be freed up to be a leader.
Which is an allocation of time. When you think about that's what he's done this year. He's been there for everybody. He's more relaxed. He's more engaged. And the players all feel it. This team is a reflection of him right now. They're loose, they're confident, and they're close.
I've been in and around this game as far as the NFL for 20 years. And to be a head coach, you have to know a lot about football. But the most important, I believe truly, the most important thing is you have to be a leader of men. And Sean McDermott is exactly that. He defines it.
The thing I loved about it was him saying, I need to be the guy that Josh needs that week, right? And as a quarterback, I hear that and I say, okay, man, he's got my back.
Yeah.
He understands. He can ride the highs. He can navigate the lows with me. I love where Sean's at. He seems confident, right? He seems to have a lot of self-belief. Great job, Coach.
Yeah, well
No
done.
doubt
Well
about it.
done.
That was excellent. All right, folks, it is time now to make every moment more with FanDuel, our guys' best hunch could lead to your biggest win? Go ahead.
My hunch is that James Cook's going to get the ball often, a lot, and 70 total yards is what he's going to accomplish at least today.
When you look at the success of this offense for the Denver Broncos, a lot of it has to do with the emergence of certain players, and Marvin Mims Jr. has been fantastic. So I'm going with an anytime touchdown for Marvin Mims Jr. Lock it in.
I like that, an anytime touchdown.
Anytime.
I'm going to go with Josh Allen for an anytime touchdown. And what that means is it's not a throwing touchdown, not a passing touchdown. He's either catching one or he's running one. Something's happening today. Josh is going to perform. He gets an anytime TD.
A playoff game day in Buffalo is a Bills fan's dream indeed. Bills Mafia alive and well today and ready to witness their team defend what they staunchly call their turf.
The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
Time now to deliver our picks with Game Day Delivery presented by Amazon. Both squads just about set to get going. Broncos or Bills? Who is your pick?
I think there's something special going on up in Buffalo. I'm going to take the Bills 31-17. Look for Khalil Shakir, I think, to have a big day today.
Slot, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so logic for me says that it is the Buffalo Bills. They're at home. They are the better team, but I do feel like the Broncos are playing with house money. I'm going with the Broncos to shock the world. Bills Mafia, don't revoke my card. The Broncos win this one 35-31.
That man right there gets it done. No, that man right. Well, you kind of see it now. That man right there gets it done. 28-20 Buffalo. I agree with Coach. Something special is going on there in Buffalo.
What do you think he's listening to right there?
He looks like a hard. I was going to say, like heavy metal.
Yeah.
Heavy metal.
He's getting ready to rock and roll.
Heavy metal, Josh? Oh, my gosh, no. Hey, Nate, you were out yesterday, but guess what? I still paid tribute to it.
Oh, okay.
To you.
Okay.
I had to lower the register.
Right.
But it was still there. But like you've done with everything you've done, you've taken it to a new level. Hey, folks, we'll see you back here at halftime. But first, with kickoff, just a few moments away, Nate's back in the house.
We will get you out to Orchard Park for the Broncos, the Bills, right here on CBS. Coming up now.